child ready for music lessons? Now, another question would be, is your child ready to play an instrument? If you have a baby or a toddler, a baby music class would be better, or a toddler music class would be better. But this video is going to be an in-depth video to help you figure out your next steps for your little one. Now, there are 5 things that we do here at Creative Soul to help us figure out if your child is ready. Number 1, focus and listening skills. Can your child take basic direction? Do they have 3 to 4 minutes of ability to focus or listen to the teacher or look at the piano? Number 2, communication. Can they communicate and respond to a question like this? Do you like my sticker? Do you like ice cream? This is really important because it helps us get comprehension. Figure out, some boys and girls, they might not respond very well. Maybe they're introvert, or maybe they're developmentally don't know how they feel about something. But a basic question like, do you like ice cream, should be able to be answered. Number 3 is motor skills. Do they have gross motor skills, which is like moving your arms, or do they have more fine motor skills with their fingers? So you can ask them, can you move your fingers around? This is a good way to find out, can they developmentally move enough to learn an instrument? Number 4, interest level. Now, there is a great book called 8 Great Smarts by Kathy Koch, PhD, Kathy Koch. And she outlines how our children have these innate giftings and talents. And one of them is called Music Smarts. And this is a really good book. This gave me a perspective dealing with my own son. He was always making noises and he was always hitting on things, and to a point where I kind of thought it was disrespectful, to be honest with you. And I read this book and I started to realize that there are these things called music smarts. And my son has a thing for making noises. And that's because he loves music. He's drawn to it. He focuses on going to a piano and playing a guitar string. So that's a big key. Does your child navigate to an instrument naturally? It doesn't mean that they're going to be on that instrument for a long period of time, but do they navigate to instruments? Do you see them playing on stuff, making noise? Number 5, you, the parent. This is key. I wasn't ready to do music lessons. I will admit to you, it was my idea. We started the baby music class at our school. We got the curriculum, we got the programming, we got the teacher, and we set it up, and I brought my son as a guy who was looking for more developmentally from my son. I saw him randomly walking around trying to keep his attention. Was a little challenging. I was kind of wondering if it was a waste of my time, a waste of time, honestly. And even if it was my idea, I was really just struggling with the class. But then I took him to a Mother's Day Out, and in the Mother's Day Out, they said, "Oh, Grayson's our music man." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. What do you mean?" Well, out of all the kids that we see day in, day out, he's the most musical. He's always singing, he's humming, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, you can tell a difference between the other kids. And the lady who was running it, she was like, "Oh yeah, we've had thousands of kids in here, and I can tell that your son is definitely music smart." I thought something clicked. And I was like, you know what? In the context of my kids at this age that I've seen, I couldn't tell where my son lied in context of other kids. Now, my Mother's Day Out, the director and the teachers, they could. And when you see hundreds and thousands, hundreds of kids, or maybe even thousands of kids, you're gonna see the context of why these music lessons are so beneficial.